We play and call it work.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Sit and Talk. Today I get Kenny as a guest. We're playing some 30K currently, so instead of him awkwardly standing alone in the room, I invited him to come in on the Sit and Talk because, well, this is the second one you've done, right? You did one with Matt before?
Sort of.
Actually, no, I was a different live show.
Yeah, it was a different live show.
Yeah, so same thing. This week, obviously, I am here to answer questions that you've posted for me. I'll be referencing the website from last week's video. I believe it was Steve.
Yes,
last week was Steve. So I'll be answering the questions you posted there. And next week is Matthew. So if you have any questions for Matthew and you're watching this on MiniWarGaming.com, you leave the comments below for him. Any questions for Matthew. Don't leave them on YouTube because those will be disabled. And of course, we do this live as you're watching live, and we're going to answer questions for you as you kind of put them in the chat. And I think what was the code? It was !ask, and then space, your question. Try and keep them shorter. They don't have to be super short, but if they're too long, they won't actually fit on the screen here, and we won't be able to read them properly, and Cullen's going to have to go hunt them down. But if you absolutely have to leave something long, Cullen can hunt it down and find it for us. Also, we're doing this live, so here at MiniWarGaming, we're trying to push our live shows a little bit more, and in doing so, it really helps through subscriptions and anything of that nature. Obviously, if you're not a Vault member, you can become a Vault member as well. We're trying to make our live shows a thing, like a real thing. We have a lot of fun with this and talks as well. Naturally, I love kind of like the question into an answer, into another question, into another answer. It kind of starts conversations. I've had a few of those.
Also, if you ask any questions right now, the queue is not open, so feel free to hit the open button there, Luka.
So that was not open yet. So now, if you do !ask, post your question, there's going to be a whole queue of questions here. Kenny and I address them to Kenny by all means too, and he can answer them, or he can help with my questions even if I am stumbling for whatever reason. I guess we'll start right away. We have one right here. I'm going to jump between the website and the chat here just so I get a little bit of everyone's. For those of you who can't make it to the live show, and for those of you, for those of you who can't make it to the live show, leave your questions for Matthew next week, and let's get to this. The first one is from I am a pierogi.
Is
that how you spell pierogi? I didn't know that's how you spell pierogi.
I don't know how to spell it. That's not.
Is that how you spell pierogi? But okay, I can see I'm a pierogi though. Luka, who's better, Agamemnon or Theo? Ooh. Well, to be fair, Captain Olaf was the best. He carried that campaign through and through. But Agamemnon is a close second. I don't remember Captain Agamemnon putting a Stompa off a roof into non-existence. That happened.
All right.
Next question. This is by GeoFits4. Hello, GeoFits4. I am familiar with the name. I can't remember the previous questions, though. But, Luka, if Kenny is bringing knights to a game, how many Necron pylons is too many? Can't have too many, right? I'd say a good ratio is 1 pylon to 1 knight.
Yeah, that's a good ratio for dead knights.
Yeah, that is the best ratio. Or even, I guess, a pylon's 550 points, I believe, and a knight's like 400. Or is it knight 500?
Depends on the knight.
What's a paladin?
427.
Okay, so paladin's 427. So obviously you'd have to go. At some point, you're gonna have to start going 2 knights per pylon. But the answer is it's usually 1 to 1. Heck, I'd even go 1. Let's give them Castellans. 1 Castellan to a pylon.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Now the Castellans are a little bit more in points, but I'd still put the money on the pylon every time. Next question. I'm gonna try and. Oh, come on now. There we go. This one's by Kroll46. Hi, Luka and Kenny. How did you two meet? Oh, geez. Why don't you go ahead?
Me?
You guys going to tell us your meet cute?
What?
You guys going to tell us your meet cute?
What does that mean?
No, we used to say stories about when people meet, typically in relationships.
Oh. No. It was in a really dank, dirty basement playing Magic the Gathering.
So our friend Cecil invites me to play Magic because...
Sorry, you have a friend named Cecil?
Yeah, we both have a friend named Cecil.
Yeah.
Cecil Andrew Clark. In fact, you probably know him.
Everyone. Yeah. so everybody seems to know him. I don't know why.
I'll have...
You just knocked over your drink?
Oh, my tea! Oh, well. I have... One of my favorite things is someone adds me as a friend on Facebook. I'm like, who is this? Oh, okay, I know this person. Mutual friend, Cecil Andrew Clark. Wow, what a surprise. He's got, I don't know, I think he's purged his Facebook a number of times, but still friends in the thousands.
Yeah.
It's way over the top for him. Anyways, me and Desmond, who you might be familiar with, were playing Magic the Gathering, and with Cecil all the time, but Cecil was bad. And you played with Cecil a lot, and you were also better than Cecil. So naturally, Cecil's like, "Oh, but you won't beat my friend Kenny."
So I get invited to our friend's basement, and Desmond has no idea who this guy who's in his basement is.
Oh, and their personalities always boom butt heads. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And that's where I met Luka, and then we started playing Warhammer at a store that opened up.
Right. This is like probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Something like that. Yeah, so we're playing Magic, and then we kind of just keep playing Magic together because we eventually went to the same store that opened up, and then that store started a Warhammer League, and that's when all of us collectively got back into Warhammer. Was 6 years ago.
Yep.
After like the many hiatuses we've had, because we both went to separate high schools, but we both also played Warhammer in high school.
Okay, so apparently I'm super quiet.
Hello?
I don't know. Can they hear me?
I don't know. Can
Am
they hear you?
quiet?
While you're doing
Does
this.
change anything? Does this make me louder? That
Oh,
should
you
make me
gonna
louder.
go grab a vault question?
Yes.
Sorry, this was a last-minute setup.
Yeah, Cullen was procrastinating.
I wasn't procrastinating. I had other things to do. Why isn't this making me
I like this.
louder?
This makes me happy.
This should make me louder.
You gonna?
Woo!
They can barely hear me in the background.
Okay, this is a long one. We'll do this. Are you ready to proceed with the questions?
Yeah. You guys
All right.
continue. I'll try to fix myself.
This is a long one. This is on the website. So this one's by Zerga Lurga Durg. Greetings and salutations to the most esteemed, thrice named Luka, connoisseur of feline tacos, leader of the reanimating horde, slayer of Ordo Xenos champions, wielder of relic blades and Velcro armor. That is from the campaign, I remember that. Whose exploits as a mindless barbarian are only exceeded by your foolishness and death. I should have raged. I pray that you lend me your ears and divulge your secret knowledge in the quest of illumination. Firstly, O harbinger of grandfather's rod, if you had the power and position to once again bring forth another of the holy emperor's sons to sally forth upon the battlefields of the 2-score millennium, which of these legions primogenitors would you deem most auspicious to come forth? Secondly, O chugger of muggers, since you have now become a master, I love this, master of ceremonies for those campaigns of narration, in thine own will be done, what type of adventure would you choose to preside over in the land of the mortal realms? I thank thee in advance for thine astute and informative answers. Okay, first question. If I had the power and position to once again bring another of the holy emperor's sons back to the battlefield in the form of a Death Watch Marine coming back to the battlefield, which of these would you deem?
He means a Primarch, buddy.
No, I think
The Legion's primogenitors.
Oh,
or
yeah, I
Primarchs?
guess the next part would be, yeah. Okay, if I had to bring another Primarch back to the battlefield, who would it be? Well, that's easy. I'd bring the Lion, because I like the narrative of the Lion. If the Lion comes back, would the Lion follow Gilliman's empire, right? Would he? No. The Lion would take his lead, or his chapter, maybe he'd kind of collect them all back together, like, no, we're a legion. He brings all the Dark Angels and all the other foundings back together, and then takes half of the Imperium and says, no, we're different. I would love that. That's what I would love to see. And then if I had to pick another one, who would you say? It doesn't matter to me, the second one.
I always say this. Corvus Corax was the most recently written about timeline-wise, other than Gilliman.
Right.
So him or Lorgar.
Well, we're loyalist only for now.
Loyalist only? Then
Yeah.
Corvus Corax. He was the most recently
Because
written about.
the story was Corax and hunting Lorgar.
Yeah, they think a
Word
demon
Bearers.
is hunting them.
Yeah.
The Word Bearers are freaking out because Lorgar is supposed to have dominion over a lot of demons.
Yeah. No,
And
it's
turns out it's just Corvus Corax with new warp powers.
Yep, it's just him hunting the World Eaters, not World Eaters, Word Bearers through the warp. That's, yeah, I'd say Lion, and I'm like, yeah, sure, Corax is still alive, but he's a little busy right now. I'd love to see Russ come back, but he won't come back until the end times.
Wolf times now.
Yeah, until like the end times of fantasy, or so it would seem. If I had to choose two traitor Primarchs, it's easy. It's Fulgrim and Angron. Right? Probably not in that order. Probably
If
Angron
you
and
had
Fulgrim.
the power, Luca.
I
This
had the
isn't
power.
what's likely, it's the power.
I'd bring those two. I would bring those. Oh, it would be cool to have an undivided army, wouldn't it?
I think it would be better to bring Lorgar, because then you'd have like the
Yeah.
Demons Space Marine Possessed Codex. It'd be
Right,
amazing.
that'd be kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would, if I had the power, it would be Lorgar coming back. But if I could choose, well, realistically, it's going to be Angron, Fulgrim, probably in that order. I don't know. That's what I would assume. But if I had the power, it would be Lorgar, for sure, 100%.
And if I had the power, it'd be Alfarius.
Yeah,
Omegon.
He has a theory that they're still alive.
There was a weird Primarch's blood thing.
Yeah, there could.
It's a cop-out, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I mean, it'd be the long con, right, if they're still alive.
Yeah, that's a pretty long con.
Hey, whatever. They're ageless. Secondly, Chugger of Muggers. What would I like to do in the Mortal Realms for a narrative campaign for Age of Sigmar? Oh, geez, that's a tough question because there's so many cool things you could do there. Nothing. I'd be small. I'd be like little crap guys trying to overcome something big. Honestly, I'd be like regular human beings with elves and dwarves. Maybe that'd be the best.
I was just thinking it'd be great to have like a free guild regiment, and you're playing them, and you're just trying to get your own little area of land.
Yeah,
in an area where everyone's like magically powered superhumans.
It could literally follow the story of like a free like a lord feud of like free guild fighting for territory. It's like the most minuscule thing in the 8 realms of Age of Sigmar. Here's like a group of like 5 guys working for a lord trying to take and kill another lord. That'd be amazing.
Right,
It'd just be so insignificant.
I think I got my mic working.
Nice.
The mortal in Mortal Realms would be underlined.
Yeah, literally. Oh, show less. All right, and that is it. We got Zergalurgadurg done. We have to jump over here, and it's probably a lot.
There might be, or there might be none.
Oh, what does that say? Oh, that doesn't
I
matter.
don't know.
All right. This one's by Nagul. Will anyone from MiniWarGaming be attending Gen Con this year? I don't. Oh, I think Matthew is going. I do think Matthew is going. Are you going, Cullen, to Gen Con?
Gen Con? No.
No. I assume you're not going to Gen Con? Because I'm not.
I don't work here.
Well, I'm not going to Gen Con.
It says from MiniWarGaming.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to Gen Con. I think Matthew's going to Gen Con just to kind of get used to that scene and maybe kind of like network a little bit here and there and figure things out. Because this is definitely a path. The whole the role-playing game show live stream is a path he wants to go down quite a bit. So I know he's going. Or I'm pretty sure him and his wife are going. Backyard Dodo. Backyard Dodo. A few of my friends are starting Warhammer 30K, and I can't decide between Alpha Legion, Iron Hands, or Thousand Suns. Any suggestions? Oh, okay. If you can respond to this, Backyard Dodo, I'm going to hit next, just so you can respond to it. Because, another thing is you can't actually keep posting multiple questions until I clear your previous one, just to prevent you from spamming it, if anyone would want to spam it. A follow-up to this one, is your group very competitive? Is your group very casual, or is it very narrative? Because one of those 3 armies is pretty awful in the degenerate form, the Thousand Suns. The Thousand Suns have the capabilities of just walking over any army in 30K.
One specific part of the Thousand Suns has that.
Right. But, I mean, it's pretty easy to get access to that one specific, is Magnus. Magnus and Sekhmet Terminator. Yeah. What is that Red War called?
The Guard of the Crimson King.
Yeah, where your Sekhmet Terminators are compulsory troops. The 3 up invulnerable save, rerolling ones that turn they come in from reserves. It's just, come on.
But I think you can only take Sekhmet Terminators as your troops.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no. That's awful. He is so rough to fight against. He can oppress you.
It's like a 30-inch Nova of remove everything from the board.
The vehicle. It's strength D against all vehicles nearby you, or you can play Biomancy, where he's the best fighter. It's just, no. It's okay.
It's just like a Thousand Suns. It's perfect.
Right. Yeah, well, okay, to be fair, the rules represent Magnus very well in the narrative aspect that he's a very powerful psyker, but it's really hard to play against that. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, let's play Sisters. Not a lot of people are prepared for that, right? And it kind of sucks when you have to go out of your way to buy something to specifically counter someone else's army. It'd be kind of cool if you could just play what you want to play. You might not want to play Sister, so you're just going to get walked over by Magnus every time. Now, when it comes to Iron Hands or Alpha Legion, those are very different too, right? The Alpha Legion's all about, not espionage, but finesse on the battlefield if you're going to play properly. Iron Hands are just walk forward and hopefully not die. The Iron Hands have a rule where if anything shoots them, it's -1 strength, so bolters are only strength 3, plasma strength 6, crack missiles can't instant kill them at strength 7 anymore. A lot of that stuff's really cool. And they feel no pain on their Terminators, something like that. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
the Terminators have a feel no pain, and they cause blind sometimes.
And I think if they get feel no pain, like an apothecary in the unit or Primus Medicaid, they get +1 of their feel no pain. Is that a thing?
I think so.
Oh.
I don't remember.
I can't remember either. That's essentially the Iron Hands are very durable. Not a whole lot of thinking. Move forward and kill the enemy.
Just like the Iron Hands.
Right, literally.
Well represented.
And the Alpha Legion is all about finesse. If you can capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, but if you yourself make a mistake, well, you're probably not going to be able to win the game.
They require a huge amount of game knowledge just from their regular rule.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Alpha Legion is definitely a more experienced army. There's a few gimmicky things you can do with the Alpha Legion, but it is in the end a gimmick where it's like it'll either work or it won't work, and you should never rely on it.
I love the Alpha Legion.
Oh, and then I see you followed up with they are pretty casual. One is playing Blood Angels, one is playing World Eaters, and the other Salamanders. I would probably say do Iron Hands or Alpha Legion. Those are my suggestions. Or you could 100% play the Thousand Suns, but maybe don't bring Magnus. That's probably, if you really want to play 1,000 Suns, don't bring Magnus. But by all other means, the other ones are just fine too. But Iron Hands are the easiest to learn and play right away, for sure.
My Warlord for 1,000 Suns is Azek Ahriman.
Yeah, Ahriman's a great warlord to have because he kind of keeps it cool in there.
He's gentle.
He's gentle. That's most important. The next question is by who is that? Uber to Loki? I don't know. What do you think it is?
Uberto Lucy? I don't know.
Uberto Lucy? Maybe. I'm bad with names. I apologize. Hey, Luka. Nice. Best intro music in the business. Thank you. That was Rob, by the way. So kudos to Rob for my very 80s synth intro for just the Luka the Dice.
Yep.
Question, did Magnus do anything wrong? No. He technically he was in the wrong and he punished himself for it, but he had the right intentions. But of course, it's not a good story without tragedy. So Magnus has got a great tragic story. I don't think he did anything wrong though. Balfour, sorry, I can't do names. How do you feel the narrative campaign went now that it is done? Anything you would change? Yes, I would change multiple things. I would limit storm shields. I would, well, that's mainly it. I would, so there's a lot of people thinking that I was too rough on Josh. I made the games too hard, but that is a product of the strength of his Marines. Now, if I was to maybe tone down, change up the charts, I would be able to throw smaller things, and all of a sudden, one Castellan robot is all of a sudden a huge fight instead of just one guy with the Storm Shield Thunderhammer going up killing him in one swing all the time. I'd probably limit Storm Shields a little bit. Now, I would change up the charts a little bit too, because someone had suggested maybe making the charts so you don't get extra combat capabilities, you get more utility abilities. That way you kind of keep it all small scale, and it's not like I have to throw 20 Necron Warriors at Josh, or just like obscenely strong things all the time. Or like I think one game had triple pylons, not the actual big Necron pylon, but like the tinier little sentry pylons. I guess that wasn't too much. Oh no, that's what it was. He fought an obelisk that turned into Tesseract Vault, that turned into the actual shard, the transcendent shard at the end. That was pretty over the top. That was a cool fight though. I really had a lot of fun with that. I would probably change up the charts, and I would change up the access to war gear probably. I think so. Yeah. Next question here is by Miso82. This one's relevant to both of us. Steve had mentioned that I read more of the book, or that we read more of the books. What are your favorite, Black Library books? Well, what's yours? I think I already know yours. It's Legion by Dan Abnett. It's the 7th Horus Heresy novel, I think.
I think it's the 7th. Yeah, it's after Mechanicum.
Yeah, I never. Did you read Mechanicum? I didn't.
No, the premise didn't interest me.
I have no interest in. I think the premise of Mechanicum is Horus convincing the Mechanicum to join him
to do a nice civil war.
Literally, it's the civil war. He convinces the Mechanicum to start their civil war during the Horus Heresy, which is cool. I'm sure it is. I might go back and read it one day. But yours is Legion by Dan Abnett, and that is a good book. I think my top 3 are all written by Dan Abnett as well. It's Horus Rising.
Yep.
Or Legion, or Prospero Burns. All 3 of those are amazing.
Mine's like Legion, 1,000 Suns, Fulgrim.
Oh, Fulgrim was so good too. Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, I don't think Fulgrim's in the top 3, but it was so good. I would pick I just read Prospero Burns, and I just bought an entire 30k Space Wolf army that I'm currently in the works.
I'd say that's your number one choice.
That's probably my number one choice, but Horus Rising got me into the series. It was so well done. If any of you out there haven't read any of the Heresy books, at least read Horus Rising.
You would never believe Horus was going to do a betray. You read that book and you're like,
yeah.
there's no way this is the same guy.
I know. I read the first 3 books. I'm like, nah, I'm not convinced yet. I'm like, he's not going to turn traitor. You know what? People are just pulling my leg. It's a joke. Horus is a good guy. Oh, they do a really good job of making Horus a good guy in those books. And read it. Those are our 2 favorites, and easily. All right, this one's by the Teldonator. Is that Taro?
I was just going to say, hi, Taro.
Hi, Taro. I don't think it's you. I'm sorry, Teldonator.
I'm pretty sure it's Taro.
Yeah, it could be Taro. Hey, Kenny, who's your favorite MiniWarGaming employee, and how Combat surprisingly isn't Luka? He's probably probably right.
Yeah. No. So, actually, yesterday when I was here, when we were sitting down, I went through who I like the most in order at MiniWarGaming for Josh. You're number 1.
Awesome.
Josh is number 2.
Awesome. Good. Who's number 3?
Rob.
Oh, Rob is pretty. Oh, Rob's got go, buddy. Everyone,
go. Oh, it's so sad.
I'm not even number 3.
Everyone should go to YouTube and check out Board Game Maniac and check out Rob's new intro.
You have to watch Rob's new intro.
You have to go watch it.
It is so
Go
good.
right now, and then leave questions about it and your opinions about it, because it is amazing. Board Game Maniac on YouTube.
I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I was mentioning the Open Vault that just went out today, which went out late because
I
wasn't here yesterday.
That's
so we
right.
did point it out. So
Board Game Maniac over there for him.
Well, we didn't watch it on the Open Vault.
Okay,
but
fair.
We gave him a shout out. So
Chloe just put up the Open Vault today too. I guess they can hear you just as well as me. So
yeah,
there you go.
I fixed my mic. Turns out when the mute button's off, it's muted.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
So they're only picking you up through us?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Okay, this is Aaron, 1109. Luka, I'm glad I didn't let JP watch Death Watch before knowing what happened to Iron Chest. Making up rules. Well, I can't. Is that you, Trey? So if you want to go to the timestamp 14:09:39.
14:09.
Yeah, 14 minutes and 9.
And who am I looking? Aaron.
Or sorry, yeah, Aaron 1109.
So Luka, I'm glad I didn't let JP watch Death Watch without knowing before it happened to Iron Chest. Making up rules at the end of the mission just to kill
Is that where it ends? What? Is that where it ends for you too?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Maybe you didn't finish the question.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
yes.
Yes, I did kill Iron Chest. I didn't like Iron Chest. He didn't do anything. No, it's not true. I didn't kill him. Josh rolled. I didn't make up that rule. The +2, that was already a written rule. So the rule was that there was an orbital strike. If you fail, there's an orbital strike that follows up that kind of clears out the area for you. And any Marines that went down during that fight didn't have time to take cover from the orbital strike. So they had a +2 roll on the death on the injury chart afterwards. So a Marine dies on a 10+, but if they went down and didn't take cover from the orbital strike, they died on an 8+. And unfortunately, Josh rolled a 9. I did not make that rule up. That was already a rule to begin with. I just, sometimes I don't say all the rules at the start of a mission, so I guess I could see it looks like I made up the rule, but that was always there. This question is by Girder. We just answered your question earlier. Hi guys, here's the big question. Primarch Battle Royale, pre-heresy, so no demon shenanigans, and only melee weapons in an all-out free-for-all.
I guarantee the next line is who wins. And since we've
oh wait, it goes down. Here you go. All-out free-for-all. Who wins and why?
Yeah.
So pre-heresy?
Pre-heresy.
I think there's only a few contenders for one-on-one fights. It's Khan.
It's a battle royale, buddy.
Oh, it's a battle royale? Oh, Magnus wins.
No. Only melee weapons.
Oh!
He's not allowed to pre-buff.
Oh, so, okay, battle royale, all the Primarchs are down.
Now remember, Alpharius and Omegon count as 1.
Okay.
Which is why Angron wins.
I would imagine, okay, Angron would probably go and try and kill as many as he could right away.
He'd issue 7 challenges right off the hop.
He would go and issue as many challenges as he could and try and kill as many of them in one go. He would fail. He would die horribly. But I think a lot of them would end up splitting off into, like, fight the nearest guy they could. Or, you know, maybe not fight there if they're like a close friend right away, unless you cut all ties or something like that. And then in the end, realistically, I think Khan, Sanguinius, probably the Lion, and Lehman Russ would be left standing. I should be thinking of who else? Who's a duelist?
I guarantee Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus would be in there.
Oh, Fulgrim as well.
Fulgrim wouldn't take out Ferrus Manus until the end, so they'd be working together.
They'd be working together? All right. No, but you're supposed to cut all ties. All ties are cut.
He would never cut ties.
Okay.
Oh, wait. There's no cut ties? There's no cut ties?
But they should cut ties. Just to keep it fair. All of a sudden, like, oh, I'm going to hurt your brother until the end.
And I guarantee, like, 9 of them will turn and beat the ever-loving stuff out of Robote right off the hop.
No.
You're probably right. Tactics?
You're probably right. I can't remember who he was close to. I just read No Fear, and he was like, he's kind of, he has his inner circle as like Dorn.
Everyone loves Ferrus Manus.
I can't remember who else. There was a couple of them. I'm sorry, I just read it too, and I can't remember.
They don't like Alpharius and Omegon.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody likes Alpharius and Omegon. They also don't like Robote.
Right.
My wager is the last 2 people standing would be Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus.
I probably consider Horus. So yeah, Fulgrim or Ferrus. Nah, I don't know.
No, too many of them already know that Horus is pretty good. Let's say this takes place right after the Battle of Ulanor, when everyone's, you know, all together and ready to go.
Right.
They just saw him take down somebody the Emperor couldn't.
Right, and he's like crowned War Master.
Yeah, that's a 19-on-1 or 17-on-1.
They take him out. They all agree to take him out right away because Horus, unfortunately, I feel like is the Mary Sue of Horus Heresy.
It's named after him.
I know. He's the good at everything. He's like the charismatic leader.
Oh, Lorgar would be at the end too. Nobody would want to pick on Lorgar. He's soft.
Okay. I think Lorgar narratively is awful, but in gameplay he's pretty good.
A lot of people beat up Magnus too.
Precognition, so strong.
A lot of people don't like Magnus.
Yeah.
I'm going with Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus at the end with Fulgrim winning, Fulgrim would win.
He would win. Duelist, 3-up and vulnerable saving plus combat.
He's using rules. He's using the rules.
I'm trying to take the rules out of it all. But anyways,
Magnus wins.
I would say, yeah, Magnus would win. But narratively, I think the Duelist would win. Khan, or Fulgrim, or Sanguinius, or these are all the martially skilled Primarchs over the rest, right? I don't know.
But not Dorn.
Yeah, no, definitely not Dorn.
His chainsword's made of rubber.
Yeah, he's got a chainsword and a bolt gun. What is he gonna do? He can never be wounded on better than the 3-up.
He's got Vulcan too.
Yeah, Vulcan. I don't know. I'm gonna skip the question. I'm sorry.
I've already clicked X. Don't do it.
No, it's this guy. He's still there.
Sub.
All right, nice. We got a sub. Thank you.
Burka?
Oh, does Next just put it down here?
It just puts it so you can see the whole thing.
Next.
Ooh, you know what? We should probably do one from the Vault members. Next one. This one's by WB Freak 54. Luka, I have a few questions for you. Oh, you didn't know that Kenny was going to be here. First, when playing Yogvir, did your role-playing get in the way with the way you should play to win tactically? Oh, 100% every time. Did it ever bother you to make those decisions? Yes. So Yogvir was the very impetuous. He sees a big enemy. He's not supposed to go fight it, but he's like, oh, I'll go cut that down. You know, lengthen the saga of Yogvir. And that definitely got in the way of tactics all the time. That's what Steve was there for. He was there to make up for the tactics. He had to play doubly well for the tactics that I just kind of foregone and didn't care about. And that's how I played Yogvir. And yes, it did bother me to make those decisions because all the time, like, oh, it'd just be so much easier if I just did this. Mm-hmm. But it'd be so much cooler if I made this work. That was the big issue. Second, I'm about to build a whole Primaris Ultramarines army, giving me a fun little challenge for myself to paint this crazy amount that I found in a closet. How would you make a decent list that was all Primaris? I don't mind losing. I do it often. But I don't like to always lose. And then we'll get to the last question in the end.
That's not me, I promise.
That's the Ultramarines. How would you build an Ultramarine Primaris list? Because I have no idea.
You buy Guilliman.
That's a good first step.
You buy 45 Hellblasters. You buy Primaris Ancient.
And then you're done.
And you fill out whatever
troops.
Scouts again.
Yes. Oh, I guess you have to be intercessors because it has to be Primaris.
Intercessors. Min squads.
Yeah, it's probably your best bet. Repulsors, Hellblasters,
forget
Guilliman.
the Repulsor.
Well, that's got a lot of potential.
Needs to benefit from the Ancient.
Oh, that's true. Has to benefit from the Ancient. Has to benefit from the Ancient only.
Has to be Hellblasters.
Nothing but Guilliman. Nothing but Guilliman, Hellblasters, and probably a couple of Ancients.
Yeah.
To cover enough of a footprint, right?
Yeah.
And
or
you just, like,
you got this little tiny ball.
And then just kill everything that gets near you.
Everything within 30 inches.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's probably your best bet. It won't win on objectives. It could.
You don't need objectives where you're going.
Because a lot of the missions are now acceptable casualty, so if you table your opponent, they still win on objectives. So you gotta watch out for that. A realistically good Primaris army, I don't know. I don't know how to build Primaris. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Primaris. I like the good old-fashioned tactical marine. Give me that guy back.
No.
The Primaris
Marine. The future is now, old man.
The Primaris Marine should have like a tactical marine should have the stats a Primaris Marine has now.
And the Primaris should have 1 more wound.
Right. Essentially, and then the power armor should do different things. I have a list of things.
Or 6 of Feel No Pain for the Primaris?
Sure, whatever. Sure, why not? That's the Iron Hand rule. Oh wait, what's the Iron Hand rule?
6 of Feel No Pain.
Yeah, it's 6 of Feel No Pain, yeah. And then the last question. If you had all power in the Games Workshop land, how would you reassign Age of Sigmar armies in their 4 types? Like Skaven feels more like this. Well, if I had to reassign armies, well, Skaven has always worshipped chaos. Skaven have been children of chaos forever. Right? So you can't say that they're like they could fit into a destruction role very easily because they go in and they destroy everything when they dig their little holes, they cut up all the trees, they use it for industry. They're very much like...
But they're the chosen children of an actual chaos god.
Literally. Like the three-horned rat is...
Great horned rat.
Sorry, the great horned rat
He's got at least 4 horns.
He is a god now? So
I was going to say, he's
a real god.
I was going to say,
not like Slanesh.
He's recognized as one of the major chaos gods now. So it's hard not to make them chaos. Would you reassign any armies, though? I feel like Daughters of Cain is weird in order, but they're order for not the same reasons that the Stormcaster order, because they don't really fit that well into chaos or destruction. I mean, they could, well, so if I had to reassign them to anything, it would be destruction. And also destruction needs more armies. Destruction's really lacking.
Yeah, destruction is kind of...
Yeah.
I'd switch the Desert Legions to order.
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I know what you're thinking because they're skeletons and everything, but...
Is that light on?
No.
This one?
You want to turn that one on, Kenny?
How do you turn that on?
Yeah.
It's at the top.
Good luck, Kenny.
It's like a switch.
Oh, I hate this light. I believe in you. Ooh.
Oh, boom.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Nothing blinding about that.
I know, it's brutal, Brady.
LED.
LED.
Literally LED.
Yeah,
literally.
No, I would put the Desert Legions to order, and I think that's it.
I think that'd be cool. So the Desert Legions, if you're not familiar with that, because it is definitely on the back burner.
Forever.
And probably will always be on the back burner. It is the old Tomb King's army from Warhammer Fantasy Battles that refused to bend the knee to Nagash. Or at least Cetra did until the very end.
Cetra does not kneel.
Cetra does not kneel. And for
Cetra
that,
only rules.
And then, so Nagash had Cetra pretty much in his grasp, in his like godly hand. And he's like, if you bow to me now and become a Mortar, well, you can be a Mortar, you can lead Legions of Death. He's like, no, Cetra only rules. Cetra doesn't kneel. And then he just kind of ripped him into 4 pieces and threw him to the...
It's like, fine, I can't kill you.
Yeah, because Cetra's a mummy. He's immortal, right? So he just kind of plucked his legs off and his arms and legs off and threw him to the 4 corners. And but I would definitely put them in order. I think that'd be really cool. That'd be really. I would love to see that.
And then they would probably have more ideas of what to do with them. They'd redesign the model line. They'd be able to copyright it. We'd have Desert Legions.
I would buy that army.
You're
in
welcome.
A heartbeat. I would buy that army in a heartbeat. That is a good idea. Games Workshop, you better be listening. Do it. Billy Mays here.
But I disagree. Skaven definitely feels like chaos.
I think Skaven does feel like chaos.
But I get the idea that they don't serve Archaon.
Right, they don't serve chaos. Like they serve. There's always been fighting. I would love to see the Battle Tome go into 2 different armies. I would love to see Pestilence be their own and just Skaven clans be their own because they've always been fighting because they both worship the Great Horned Rat differently.
You're just gonna throw Scryer under the bus like that?
Well, Scryer's part of the Skaven.
No. They need their own book.
You want like Skaven?
That's the thing is once we start splitting them up, then we have the same
He's
problem
right.
as we just had.
Right.
Just bring them all together.
Do you want Pestilence and Scryer to be like? You want Pestilence and the rest to be together, or just keep Pestilence away?
I just want to play all my rats.
That's fair.
I just want to play all the rats.
Colin's right. Colin's right.
He wants all the rats together. I can't think of any other armies that immediately change that are already out. Nighthaunts, obviously, they are loyal to Nagash, or I wouldn't say loyal. They're enslaved by Nagash. Next question is by Wigdor, Luka and Kenny. What is your favorite part of a cat?
Toe beans.
The little toe beans.
Yeah. You push them, the claw comes out. Cat gets mad.
I was actually photocopying things last night, and then my cat stood on the the scanner. So then I scanned just her feet, and it was the best.
Toe beans. Is that what are they actually
jelly
called?
Beans.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
Is that what they're called? The little cat jelly beans.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm a huge fan of the paws. Paws are a big part of cat for me. Some of them are.
The front end's a little dangerous.
Or what if they're like a polydactyl cat that has the thumb?
I love that, yeah.
Oh,
I think
no one walks up to the cats and doesn't squeeze their little toes.
I assumed all cats had the weird kind of raptor thumb.
You know what I mean? Well, the one that's like up here.
Yeah, it comes out at the wrist.
Yeah.
Because you squeeze it, you kind of poke their paw and like the claws come out. They don't scratch you and they're just like, hey, yeah, you figured out how to do it.
Unless you're my cat.
And this is the...
Yeah, we've already answered that one, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is by Grif 2K9. Oh yeah, Cullen and Luka, how excited are you for the 2 new battle tomes being released for Skaven and Flesh Eater Courts? What about Kenny? What about Kenny, Grif 2K9?
Yeah, actually, Kenny's the one who's going to be playing
honestly, Kenny's more excited than I am for the Flesh Eater Court.
Yeah, you've never been the biggest fan of the ghouls, have you, Luka?
No, even I loved vampire counts in fantasy, and the ghouls were a big part of the vampire counts. I did not like playing them. I was always a big fan of just, here is my one very singularly powerful character, my one vampire lord that could kill anything else in the game, and his legions of poopy undead that he controls. I loved that. Skeletons. I want my undead to be bad. I want skeletons to be bad. I want zombies to be bad, but I want them in numbers. That's what I want, and I want a vampire lord to be powerful. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of death right now because I hate that vampire lords are just, they have 4 attacks, hit on 3s, wound on 3s, or 5 attacks, hit on 3s, wound on 3s, and they do D3 damage.
7 attacks hitting on 2s.
Right. What's that?
That's what they used to do.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Blunderlord.
Hitting on 3, yeah. 8 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerollable because always strikes first. Killing on 2s. Oh, for every model I kill, I get to do that again. I kill 14 models a turn, you lose by 14. Go home, nerd. So that's what I used to love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't work against Cetra.
No, it didn't work against Cetra. Whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I'm super freaking excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys get to, like, well, what are you most excited for? Skaven, Flesh Eater, you start.
I'm so happy that I can play my Skavens together again.
Oh, and Unified Force.
Yeah, I'm also excited because I get to paint a whole new army.
You're excited for that?
Yeah, actually I am. I don't know why.
I'm a little excited for my Space Wolves, so I understand.
Like it's just like I want to. I don't know. It's like making me reconsider my decision of not rebasing mine, but like it's like no, I'm gonna keep mine the way they are.
That's
paint up a whole new one.
Yeah, because Cullen here, he still has this entire fantasy Skaven line, and we were all rebasing armies. I didn't rebase mine either. I still have all my vampire counts on square bases because that's where I prefer them to be. Because I don't like how they are in Age of Sigmar right now, and I prefer them as they were in fantasy. But yeah, Cullen did not rebase.
And the other thing is I'm gonna be excited to actually be in some videos. Because I get to play them, yay!
You actually get to play the Skaven, right?
Yeah.
So you've played 1 game of 2nd edition Age of Sigmar so far, and that was a Triumph and Treachery, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So
that game didn't go so well for you.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm reading the rules and being like, okay, I kind of remember how things work, but still...
Right.
Still a little bit meh on all the little things, but I'm excited to get it all in and get some games going and
actually
play with me rats again.
Right.
Because boy, do I miss the rats.
So you're going to have to do them quickly.
Yeah.
So you're mostly excited for the fact that they're a unified force again.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is right now the studio's got we've got a semi-decent collection, so hopefully I will work on the stuff that is priority first that we don't have here. Like we have a bunch of clan rats right now. They're all the old sculpt.
Yeah.
But for now they'll suffice until I'll focus on getting the more important stuff done that we don't have here. Like I definitely want another Abomination.
Yep.
Obviously, what's in the box is the Storm Fiends, the Doom Wheel, and the
I forgot about the Doom Wheel.
Cannon. I already have another Doom Wheel actually that's unpainted at home.
Well, yeah, you have a lot of stuff at home.
So that's going to get done up as well. It's the question of do I want to do 2 at the same time? But I got to get some stuff done as soon as I get the box. I'm going to get to it. So
yeah, I have to figure out what they do essentially. One thing I want to mention about the Skaven tome is the fact that when Age of Sigmar first came out, they took all the fantasy armies and they hammered them, they splintered them into sub factions that I was not a huge fan of. Like the vampire counts got turned into like Soulblight, Night Haunt, Death Walkers, Death Mages, stuff like that. Death Rattle. And now you start looking at like the beast. It happened to the Beastmen. They had the War Herd, the Thunderscorn, and the Bray Herds. And they just they said, you know what? We're not going to make these into one separate armies. We're just going to combine them again because it turns out that all the Beastmen were actually a cool army when they were all unified together. The Skaven, they're like, you know what? Maybe the Skaven were cool when Molder and Scryer and all that were together. So they threw them back together. Is there like, is there going to be does anyone know if there's like master clans in there?
They said master clans was in there.
Yes, yeah, I did see something, and then I believe I'm not sure about the Verminous or what's happening with that one, which is right now, because right now Verminous is the clan rats, the storm vermin.
The actual meat of the army?
Yeah, and I think like the chieftain or something.
I think they're becoming units with the Skaven Tide keyword.
Right. That's yeah.
Is it just Skaven
I could
Tide?
be wrong.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I am honestly I'm looking at Warhammer Community right now and I'm reading endless spells.
Oh, okay. What about Flesh Eater Core? What are you most excited about Flesh Eater Core, and why are you? Was it because you can paint them quickly?
Maybe.
Was it that?
Could also be that I like the lore. Okay.
Okay, the lore is cool. I'll give you that. The lore is a lot cooler than it was before, because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure before it was just they're cannibals. In the Vampire Count old world, they were literally just cannibals.
And now they're just delusional.
They're still cannibals.
They're here. Yeah, they eat people. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Some of them are. I'm pretty sure they're like vampires with essentially brain damage.
Yeah, the Strigoi Ghoul Kings. They're magical, and they do suffer a form of vampirism, and yeah, they're delusional. They think they're all knights or
kings and heroes,
noble heroes and warriors. And I read a few narrative blips, and I thought these were really cool. It represents like a ghoul who thinks he's a great warrior on a battlefield fighting a noble enemy, and then it kind of flashes and he sees the reality where he's gnawing on a bone and tearing flesh off of a bone, and then it scope over again where he's just in clash in an epic duel with an enemy again, and then he's back to gnawing on bones and tearing flesh. I'm like, is that the delusions they go through?
Yeah.
Because that's brutal. That is cool. I could see that being really cool. Well, I can appreciate that.
I'm actually also, I haven't read the rules for the Doom Rocket yet, but I'm excited to have another Doom Rocket.
Oh boy, is it dangerous.
Oh yeah,
Are
you
the
see
rules
that?
for that one out?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well I'll have
You
to
can
look
shoot
at-
yourself in the foot with it.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
On a 1, you do 2d6 damage to 2d6 mortal wounds to yourself.
amazing.
But you can do 2d6 wounds to somebody else too.
Yeah.
Instead.
No, you still have to
Okay.
hit. You still have to.
Is it one use only?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
No, you can fire it every turn.
Dang.
You can choose to amp the damage up to 2d6. If
Yeah.
you do, on a 1, you shoot yourself in the toe.
Yeah.
Okay,
It just explodes. Whatever. It explodes prematurely. Ideally, it's like you hit on a number, you wound on a number. It's like -1. It's not that high AP, but it does d6 damage. But you can amp it up to 2d6 with the risk of wrecking yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the risk I like to take.
So the next question is by Miso82. Well, what about 40k? Oh, just actual 40k books. I find the Horus Heresy just too much. ADB, Emperor's Gift, and Dan Abney's Titanicus are good as one-shots in my opinion. Aaron Dembski, Bowden's Emperor's Gift. That makes more sense, yeah. I have not read any 40k novels. Novels pertaining to 40k exclusively. I've read only the Heresy stuff.
I read Plague Wars.
You read Plague Wars?
Yeah, well, because I got convinced to do it after I read about that thing where Robote's trying to write a note, but he's got the Hand of Dominion stuck on him because he can't take the armor off.
He can't take the armor off? I didn't know that.
And then he tells a joke to Captain Sicarius later. Or, is it Sicarius or... Yeah, I know. It's either Sicarius or Tellian. And the guy's like, sir? And then Robote's like, what? Didn't people tell you I was funny?
He's not. He's not. I have a list of 40k books that people have recommended I read, but I whenever I finish a book in the Heresy series, I'm like, okay, what do I read next? I'm like, do I continue the Heresy series or do I kind of go? Because I've been meaning to listen. I don't read books. I listen to them when I drive to and from work. I've been meaning to get into the Witcher series that's been finally released, and just every time I try and go on to a next one, it's like, I'll just read more Heresy. I'll just read more Heresy. I think I've done like 15 Heresy books now. Favorite Primarch novel
from Kroll 46.
46.
Nice try.
I'm currently reading Primarchs.
I also read Primarchs.
Yeah, I'm currently on the first half where it's pertaining to the Emperor's children.
But I'm pretty sure this has to do with any novel that is a Primarch series.
I have
like Fulgrim.
Right. I think that's the only one I've read.
Or Deliverance Lost.
Oh, does that count things like First Heretic and stuff then?
I think we can count First Heretic.
So anything...
Oh, but that's like half about the...
Yeah.
The Serrated Sun.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, Lorgar's actually surprisingly not in that a lot. It's mostly about the forming of the Gal Vorback and the Serrated Sun. I've only read Fulgrim, but it was a heck of a good book.
Yeah,
so I've read Fulgrim. I guess you could call like Horus Rising. It's not the origin of Horus. It's just like Horus as he's commanded.
That's about Garviel Loken.
Yeah, yeah. And the Mournival, pretty much.
Yeah. Little Horus Axeman.
Little Horus Axeman.
Read the books, please.
Torgadon. Love Torgadi.
I'm sorry, I'm derailing you.
And okay, I don't. I've only read Lorgar. I haven't read like Deliverance Lost. I haven't read Descent of Angels.
You're good to not read Deliverance Lost. Trust me.
That's what he. I skipped Deliverance Lost because like don't read Deliverance Lost. You won't like it.
It's not good.
Now I normally don't take like reviews or people's opinions, but there's so many books in the Heresy series, and there's so many I know I want to read. So I'll get to the ones that I haven't read later after I read the ones I know I want to read, and I haven't been disappointed yet.
I do want to read the Ferris Manus book. I think there is one.
I have no idea.
Like it's a Primarch series book. That is not Primarch's.
But so far I'm only reading currently Primarchs, which is like more backstory on the Primarchs. I'm only on the Fulgrim part, which is the first half. But it's like a good amount of. It's like it feels like a 25% of the book so far.
It's like almost exactly a third.
Yeah, because I think it's getting close to that third part.
Have you gotten to the middle bit with Fabius Bile?
I've gotten just to that. Is that the middle? Oh my goodness. Well, whatever. Fulgrim was a really good book. That's all I can say.
So far, my favorite book. Oh, I forgot Master of Mankind on that list.
I haven't read
Master of Mankind's really good.
That's one I plan on reading after Primarchs. Probably. I do want to try and keep it.
It's the same order I read them in.
Well, you haven't read Prospero Burns.
That's okay. I read the other half.
I read both halves. Both good. Prospero Burns, funny enough, the actual part of fighting Prospero is like the last 15% of the book.
Same with 1,000 Suns.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Balfour. Luca, what is the theme of your office going to be at the bunker? I think I'm kind of sharing, like, collectively, the guys that here are sharing a large office space with like desks up against walls.
Yeah, that's what I'm to understand. That's gonna be more like an open concept with
open
a bunch
concept,
of desks.
all shelves. Yeah, and a lot of desks.
And that's how it's gonna be, from what I understand.
My concept's gonna be hot mess, probably. I'll probably at some point try spill Agrax Earthshade on it and then mask it over in the form of like I'm just trying to turn it browner, I guess. Like
I wanted to be more.
I can spill super glue on your desk, make you feel right at home.
Oh yeah, he spilled. I had a new desk for a bit before we rearranged all of this, and he spilled a whole bottle of like hot stuff all over it. I'm like,
which I believe might be changing because this might be going back to offices. What I just heard from Matthew.
Like this is changing?
Yeah.
When?
When we
Tomorrow?
When you leave.
Tomorrow.
I think I'm getting, not that I'm getting kicked out of this room, but I'm moving all this stuff to be put into the fantasy studio. I think.
The Forge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this is going to happen in the Forge from now on.
Okay.
So this might be the last sit and talk we see against that background. Because those also have to go, I think, at the end of the week.
Yeah, these are leaving soon.
Or early next week.
We're getting near move time, folks, so these panels I got to go to the actual bunker. And, yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah. This one is a response earlier. This is hit enter too early. I'm happy you enjoyed the Deathwatch campaign. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from the Deathwatch campaign. Yeah, Josh did do a good job as well. Oh, you gotta go. You should do a narrative. Oh! So, okay. Speaking of narrative 30K campaigns, I shouldn't spoil anything, but Josh really, really wants to do another Victory is Vengeance campaign. Vengeance! And in that campaign, it looks like it's gonna be Josh, myself, Kenny, and our friend Desmond recording on our off time. It's not gonna be a full, like, every like when we have time on Saturdays, we're gonna record some Victory is Vengeance. I don't know how narrative we're gonna make it, but we are playing all the original Isstvan kind of legions cause I think Victory is Vengeance is based on Isstvan after a lot of the legions already left to go do heresy elsewhere, and it's just the few scant survivors of the loyalists and the traitors that are chasing them down.
Yeah, the month leading to Korax's escape.
Right. So I'm playing Death Guard. I think you're playing Iron Hands.
I am.
So you're playing Iron Hands. He says that begrudgingly.
I've been told I have no subtlety and should play Iron Hands.
He really wants to play Alpha Legion, but Josh says, no. I don't think Alpha Legion's for you. And Josh is usually a good read. That you should probably play the Iron Hands instead. Whereas the Iron Hands are go forward, smash hard, and hopefully not die.
That sounds like me.
And Josh himself wants to play his... Not Imperial Fist, was it?
No.
Oh, Night Lords, right.
Night Lords.
Yeah, and Des was going to play Salamander. So it's going to be 2 traitors and 2 loyalists, Night Lords and Death Guard versus Salamanders and Iron Hands. And it'll be Isstvan. That's no idea when that's coming out. No idea when we're going to start working on that, but it's the grinds are moving. The gears are moving. The gears are grinding. Next one is Bodmin, 1973. Why ain't I coming up as a Vault member? Exclamation mark times 3. What does that mean?
Who is it, sorry?
This person. They have an account. And I don't know, they're just not popping up.
What's their name, sorry?
Bodmin1973.
Oh.
Try relogging. That's all.
Oh, well, I mean, you're on Twitch.
That's fair.
Is there not a thing with,
I mean, we
like a little marker for?
I don't even think that would be possible.
Yeah, we can't connect our website with Twitch.
Okay.
Those are 2 separate websites.
Yeah.
If you want the little die logo beside your name, that's becoming a Twitch sub.
That could be true. So yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, obviously well, not obviously, but there's a difference between Twitch subs and Vault members. It's just those on Twitch are supporting us on Twitch, and Vault members support us through the Vault on MiniWarGaming.com. So if you're a Vault member, it won't actually say that on Twitch. But you can say that. But you can say that. You could say that.
And we'll,
and thank you, by the way.
And we'll believe you because we have no way of verifying it, really.
Oh. Yep.
I do believe you. Next question is by Iron Dreadlord. What's a good beginner's Blood Angel list? Now, you're going to have to follow up. We're going to pass that one. 30K or 40K?
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The next question is, what all did you get with your Space Wolves, and do you have a grand scheme for the hunt?
Oh, boy.
Okay, I don't really want to go into detail about it all, but I went with, since you're asking, oh, sorry, that question was by Mamayer0122.
He said 40K, by the way.
Oh, 40K? Okay. So I will answer that after this one. So for my Space Wolves, they need a lot of characters. For every 1,000 points, they need a compulsory HQ. So I'm playing at 3,000 points. You need your basic compulsory HQ plus 1 for every 1,000. So I need 4 compulsory HQs. That is technically 1 per 999. But at 3,000 points, you need a 4th one. So I have 4 HQs. One is a Praetor and Cataphractii armor because I really, really enjoyed the Space Wolf Praetor and Cataphractii Terminator, so I bought that. And he will be my Wolf Lord. We are going to have 2 Master of Rune, 1 Psyker and 2 of the Wolf Priest. I can't remember their names. And that's 4, right? Yeah, that's 4. That's my 4 HQs. Those are my 4 HQs. I'm running 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts and 1 Contemptor Cordis, because I don't have the points for a Contemptor Cordis, but I'm using I'm going to try and convert up the Leviathans to be very Space Wolf-esque, and the Contemptor Cordis is just the Contemptor Space Wolf Dreadnought. I'm running 40 Grayslayers, and I'm going Bolters, close combat weapons instead of close combat weapons, combat shields, and I'm going 20 Deathsworn, with as many Power Fists in these units as I can get, and I'm doing 5 of the unique Space Wolf Terminators as well. I don't know if it's a good list. I think the double Leviathan will help me stay in the game a little bit longer as I'm running around the field with my troops that are going to get shot off the table every game. We'll see. We'll see. That's pretty much the meat of the army. And what's a good starting Blood Angel list for 40K? Imperial Knights. Throw in some allied Imperial Knights. I think, unfortunately, Blood Angels are suffering a lot, as the other Marines are suffering, where the fact that they just buckle against any army that has any armor penetration values to their weapons. So yeah, I would say Blood Angels are... You could have a lot of fun playing Death Company. Obviously, Death Company are very good for Blood Angels. Your best bet is... Honestly, your best bet is to go Scouts for Troops, run some Death Company. Your HQs are up to you. You could do Chaplains with Jump Packs to follow the Death Company around. Probably your best bet, maybe. Captains for rerolling ones. And Hellblasters are great heavy support teams. If you want to run the classic like Ancient and Hellblasters, and you stick a captain nearby them and a lieutenant, so they're rerolling ones to hit and to wound. But yeah, I think the meat of your army would come from the close combat capabilities of the Death Company. And the Slam Captain.
Yep. Always need a Slam Captain.
You need a Slam Captain, so your Death Company can't be overwatched.
That's true.
That's always good. You always want to run that. I think that'd be the meat of your army. So you get a Captain with a Jump Pack, maybe a Chaplain with a Jump Pack if you want that, Death Company. And the Captain you give the Relic where he can't be overwatched. And then Hellblasters, Ancient, maybe a Captain for the back, and a Lieutenant for the back. And if you have extra points, throw in Knights. That'll be a pretty consistent army. You can look online too for more details on like loadouts and stuff like that. But me being someone who has no experience with Blood Angels other than one game I played in the Legion Lockdown, that's what I recommend you get. Would you recommend anything different?
For a starter force, I would have just said split on one of the box sets with somebody, one of the Primaris ones. Yeah. You'll enjoy painting them. You'll enjoy playing them. You'll get blasted off the table every game, but whatever. You'll have a good time.
If you don't mind losing, you'll have a good time at the end, and you'll be able to paint really cool looking models because the Primaris do look Real good. And you can get power fists on them too, which I kind of like.
Yep, now they can have power fists.
Zergalurgadurg, welcome back. If you guys could make a brand new weapon in 40k for any faction, what would it be and how would it work? See, that question is so open-ended. There's so many options. I'd love to see... I was almost going to say flamethrower, but they have that. I know, right? It's bad. Like a different flamethrower. Not like one that shoots fire, but one that shoots... I don't know. They already have guns that shoot radiation. Are you trying to think of something?
No, I got something.
You go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of how it would work.
Oh, is it ridiculous?
No.
Okay.
So, I'm a big fan of Eldar, and I love warp spiders.
Ooh.
And I would love to see warp spiders have like a double-ended sword.
Okay.
But you know, when Jedi are dueling, they can do something called passing the blade.
Yeah.
A mechanic like that.
Okay.
Where maybe they ignore invulnerable saves in melee, and it's a 1-damage weapon. It's just a power sword that ignores invulnerable saves.
Sure. It's like -3, no invulnerable saves allowed to be taken against it.
Yeah.
Sure. That's pretty simple. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a double-edged blade, like in the hands of very very martial kind of unit, right? Like warp spiders are meant. They're high mobility, high shooting.
They're not living up to that anymore.
Right. Yeah, you don't really see warp spiders on the table as much as you used to see them.
But if they had a cool melee weapon and their weird shoulder-mounted range weapons, I'd play them all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. If I had to choose a weapon, it'd probably be something close combat oriented. I would, yeah. You know, damn, I wasted the idea right out of my mouth. Oh gosh, Kenny. No invulnerable save weapons are really cool. I hate invulnerable saves. So anything that gets rid of those is great. Mortal wounds are a good mechanic against that, but mortal wounds are so annoying. I don't know. I don't know, folks. A lightsaber, man. There you go.
Cool Xenophase blade, buddy.
All right, how about you, Ken? Not you, Kenny. You got Cullen. One new cool weapon in 40k. What's it gonna be? Go.
What? Like make a whole new weapon?
Yeah, make a weapon. You got 2 seconds.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you failed.
You're welcome. I was the only one who came up with an idea.
Yeah.
Does a Doom Rocket count?
Yep, Skaven in 40k.
Yeah, wow. Wait, great original idea, Cullen. Wow.
What? I've literally just been looking. I honestly have not.
Well, we're trying to get Necrons in AOS. What does it matter?
I know. I love the idea of Necrons in AOS. That man just said he wants to have a rocket launcher in 40k.
Oh, no. A warp-powered rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Warpstone powered. Yeah.
That hits on 4s.
Why does it have to hit on 4s?
Because now Skaven are basically just mutated guard that became rats.
Yeah. Hits on 4s, wounds on
No, we're making our own lore here, folks.
They used to have Skaven in 40k.
D6 damage.
Yeah.
Roll a 1 to hit.
Space rats.
And then ratlings were just hobbits.
I don't know, man. There's some really cool
Racist.
also coming out. I'm just paying attention.
Okay, that's fine. You know what? Next question. I'm sorry, Zergalurgadurg. I failed you. Kenny got you though. BG Krieger. Have you guys seen the new Blood Angels Redemptor Dreadnought with jump pack?
Oops, I muted my mic again.
It seems Games Workshop wants Theo back as well. Was that a Redemptor? You mean the one they teased on Warhammer Community?
That looked like a Contemptor.
And there was a Contemptor with a jump pack. Because I think that was pertaining to 30k, and I think they want to give Blood Angels a unique jump pack Contemptor Dreadnought.
Which is terrifying.
Now, funny thing is, the last Deathwatch campaign I did, I had the Blood Angels Contemptor Dreadnought with the jump pack that Lee made.
I know, I saw that.
That's amazing.
He had the Xenophase spear.
Yeah, he's got the spear, and he's got like the weird whirlwind kind of jump pack. Now, Matt's had he likes to make a joke all the time when he thinks of something cool, or we think of something cool here. Games Workshop is like, oh, that is actually really cool. Now, granted, Games Workshop's probably been working on these concepts for a while, whereas we don't really plan anything ahead. It's just like, what do you want to do tomorrow? I don't know. Let's figure it out when we get in the morning.
It's a grand coincidence.
Yeah, but this is like the 8th time it's happened. All right, Wigdor. If y'all had to switch beards with someone else in the office, who'd you pick to switch with?
Rob.
Ooh. Has he got a beard? Yeah, he's got a beard again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like Rick Grimes.
Yeah. Yeah, he usually grows it pretty long until he shaves it all off, I guess. I'd swap with Rob. Rob.
I would switch with Matthew, so then I wouldn't have to ever worry about shaving.
Yeah, I guess
Colin wants to be soft.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's just annoying.
Yeah, I don't think Matthew has to shave all
This is why I don't shave, because it's annoying.
I just have a beard trimmer.
Yeah,
drag it on my face.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's what I pretty much do now. But like, it's just like if I just didn't have to,
that'd be great.
I just wouldn't.
That's fair.
Oh, that's
and
fair.
it would be nice.
I don't mind facial hair. Hey, GeoFits4. Nice. It's Thursday. He knows. He knows. What did you have for lunch at the pub today? I had chicken wings and a Caesar salad. And what did you have, Kenny?
I had a breaded chicken sandwich, chicken club sandwich, and a dinner-sized bacon poutine.
An entree. They serve the poutine there as an entree, and he likes to order it as a side to his burger.
As he's sitting there going, oh, it's so much sodium.
Yeah, he's just sitting there, oh, so much sodium.
There's literally a corner of his plate that's just, there's no fries left. It's merely bacon and gravy.
Yeah, so sodium. And then he gets back and he's just like, oh, it just hits me so hard every time. Why do you order it every time? Oh, it's just so good every time. That's what he said.
I love it.
Twisted Jukebox has the next question. Luka, me. Any advice how to make Lich Guard with glaives work? Oh, jeez. I really like the glaives, but so far I've only found points that speak for shield. Yeah, okay, so the War Scythe, you can make them strength 8 with the stratagem, and if you're going to alpha strike them, I'll tell you one thing, they're probably going to kill whatever you go to put them against. You turn 1, you give them My Will Be Done, and you Veil of Darkness them with whatever character you want, and you go and charge something, and then you kill that something, because you just need an 8 on 2 dice, rerollable with a command point. Usually always works, at least for me. Look at the dice. And
just name drop.
That's me. Look at the dice.
You kill whatever you hit. Like even on a knight. Like what are the odds of killing a knight with that? Let's see. You hit on 2s with 20 attacks, and so whatever, 18 hits. Well, technically 17 hits. So 17 hits, and you wound on 4s. So you got 8 to 9. We'll be generously say 9 wounds.
Is it flat 3 damage?
Flat 2. So it's only doing 18 damage in the end because there's no save against it.
No saves allowed?
It's -4.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So it's only doing 18 damage to a knight, who in return will step on a lot of them, probably kill them like 2 or 3, and then the knight will fall back, and then they're dead. So
you bracket the knight.
You bracket it in a knight. You one bracket down on the knight, and then the knight's gonna start healing because he's probably got things following.
Oh, he'll
around.
spend 1 command point.
Yeah.
Pretend he's a big boy again.
Yeah. They're not great, honestly. I use the Dispersion Shield as more of I understand. I really like the Lich Guard with the War Scythe, but they have no durability capability unless you're fighting someone brand new who doesn't have a lot of heavy weapons that can take out tough. If you're playing like Space Marines and they had no like tanks or heavy weapons, and then they were wounding them on 5s for the most part, assuming they don't have plasma either, then they're good. That's a lot of and ifs or buts. So the shields are good because they can be a 3-up invulnerable save that reflect shots back, but they're pretty expensive. I find that they're really good for protecting your units of Immortals and Necrons from people charging them, because no one really wants to charge Lich Guard with shields. That's the only thing I've used them for. And those are in games where I'm goofing around too. Nowadays, if I'm playing Necrons, unfortunately, I've stopped bringing the Lich Guard because they're a little too pricey, and I'm trying to actually win with Necrons. I've had a few games where I brought where I'm just goofing around, and I never win. It's just like, oh, my Lich Guard died. Oh, my Warriors died. Oh, I didn't do anything. I hope you guys read that video. So now I'm trying to play my Necrons up, and that unfortunately does not include the Lich Guard. So they're one of the coolest models I think they have. They're one of my favorite models, but unfortunately it's just not really realistic to use them and try and look for a lot of wins while playing Necrons, who are already suffering in this edition. All right, so Lavarius. So are they paying you yet, Kenny? They're paying him in sandwiches and poutines and burgers.
Yeah, did you hear what I ate?
Yeah. And we got Uber to Lucy. Hey, Luka and Kenny. Can you help me with a good 1,000 Suns 40k army list? Oh, yeah. Kenny makes the best 1,000 Suns list.
So, if you guys have seen the list that I run, I enjoy myself.
Listen to him. He knows what he's talking about for 1,000 Suns.
All right. So, what you need is a Supreme Command detachment. You need 3 Demon Princes, 1 Magnus. Next, you're going to take a battalion. You're going to bring...
or is it like a Zinch? Is it a Zinch battalion? Like
yeah, I think it's a Zinch Demon battalion you bring next. 2 more Demon Princes.
It's like 2 or 3 more Demon Princes.
Yeah. And, I don't know, minimum squads of Pink Horde. You're just going to Smite Blast. Cultist. Oh, no. Yeah, it's, what, Azek Araman, Exalted Sorcerer, and Cultists.
Or if you want even cheaper ones, you bring Brimstone Horrors. They don't do anything, but at least Cultists could make
You just bring the most efficient things you could imagine. It's super degenerate. I never play it.
Yeah, don't play that, please. Play that if you have to, but a cool 1,000 Suns list is actually...
Azek Araman, 1 Exalted Sorcerer, 40 Rubric Marines and 20-man bricks.
Legion-size squads!
30 Zangors. and as many segment terminators as you're allowed to take with your remaining 200 or so points.
Now that's a cool 1,000 Suns list. Will it do anything?
It'll lose. That's something. That's something.
That's pretty much that's all you're gonna get for the 1,000 Suns answer there. We got Galgotha. How is Cullen liking Tau? Would he recommend it if he's doing background admin for this cast? He is doing that.
I am here, and am I enjoying Tau? Yes, I always do.
Always.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I know that other people don't like them, but I kind of just say screw you to those people and just shoot
They're
things.
fine this edition.
It's a very Canadian answer. Screw you.
Take off.
I'm just gonna sit here, back here, and shoot my gun. You can run at me, scrubs.
People in this edition that are new to this edition are probably like, oh, the tower's so oppressive. I hate fighting against them. Their shooting phases take so long, and they shoot me off the table eventually after 4 or 5 turns. Oh boy, you didn't play Tau in 7th edition.
An actual hour shooting phase.
We definitely still have a lot of the flat.
Not the
Town Supremacy armor?
No, not that one. It was the small one. Storm Surge. The Storm Surge actually took some people 45 minutes to an hour to shoot.
That's ridiculous. And I understand that.
Because it would shoot twice.
Yeah, because that is ridiculous, and that doesn't happen anymore.
They have a better rule for it now, where just anchors and plus one a hit.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'd say my least favorite part about playing the Tau is the internet.
Right.
And just like everything else on the internet, everyone's got their opinions on how things should be run, or whatever. But I find that the Tau have this extra level of hate that comes with it. Yeah.
You should see Ultramarines.
Hey, Mothman_Zach just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Mothman.
Awesome. Thank you, Mothman.
Why am I saying?
You are the man of moths.
Yeah. Tau last edition where
don't give me that look, Kenny.
I find the biggest deal with Tau is that when you're playing against a Tau player and they're doing the shooting phase, they take a lot of time trying to plan out their marker lights. And then
it's almost like 2 shooting phases, to be honest.
Right. It's the marker light phase and then the shooting phase. But then the problem with the marker light phase is once their initial marker lights, I need this one to hit. Oh, misses. Okay, let me take another 20 minutes to figure out my contingency plan after my first marker light misses. That is awful.
Yeah.
That is bad.
That's not Cullen, I would like to say. I've played against him. He's fine.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
I mean, I try to bring at least 2 to... Well, I try to always bring 2 Fireblades, and then I've got the...
drones. Oh, the sight guy?
Yeah, the buddy boy, the fire sight marksman.
Oh, yep.
And those 3 all hit on 2s. So that typically gets it going, and then you get the -1 in there, and then if they move, whatever. The fire sight marksman typically doesn't move. But yeah, I try to get enough of that reliable 2-up shooting for the first ones, and then the drones and the Pathfinders fill in the rest.
Right. Also, another thing to note here, our studio collection of Tower is very 7th edition oriented.
Oh, very much.
It's a very 7th edition list because it was bought during 7th edition, maybe even the tail end of 6th. And whenever Cullen's tried to play on camera, people have always been like, oh, you shouldn't bring that, you should bring this instead. And he just doesn't have that option. Just to defend Cullen a little bit here.
Thank you, Luka. I appreciate it.
I know. I get that. That's a lot of the times people assume that we just have literally everything. Everything's magnetized. Everything's got all the options.
Yeah, I mean, we do have 2 fully magnetized crisis or commander suits,
but they're missing all the bits.
But yeah, I still only have 2 of each gun.
Yeah.
So wow, that's nice.
Last game we played, he had 2 separate commanders that had 4 of the same gun, was fusion and cyclic ion.
Yeah, cyclic ion.
And but he only had 2 of each bit, which is a very 7th edition thing because they had split fire and they'd shoot all over the place. Because normally 4 Melta.
Put it in the desk.
In the desk.
Thank you.
Oh my.
Yeah. So you'd have 4 Melta would be way overkill on most things. Normally last issue you need 1 Melta to kill something. 1 Melta was very reliable at killing most vehicles. Yeah, 4 Melta was always overkill. Now in this edition you want 4 Melta, you want 4 of this, 4 of that, 4 of this. So it's just we don't come across a lot of that. We haven't built new guys for this edition because no one's really kind of spearheading the Tau. Matthew's certainly not doing it. Cullen is very busy with the live stream stuff, so he does it when he can. And obviously he's very distracted now by the Skaven coming out. So.
Yep.
You bought a broadside.
I did buy a broadside. I bought singular broadside. Yay! I'll get there eventually, but
baby steps, everyone. Baby steps.
Between this and
are the broadsides something you can magnetize?
I believe you can. I know we have one here. Now I don't know if that's magnetized because we got a different whole kit to do the arms. But I know that one of our broadsides is magnetized. The other 2 have the arms glued on.
And the thing was, the railguns were so much better last edition too.
The railguns were Honestly, that's like the coolest looking.
I know
the just the guy with the big missiles on his back, and he's just holding a big gun, and it's
I
just
love the
Yeah.
and he's just a thick boy.
Yep. And then that thing was like strength 10.
It looks like it kills things.
All right, we got another question by Girder. This is like the 4th one. Thank you for, cooperating, or not cooperating. What is it called when you participate in something? Thank you for participating.
What do you call it when you participate in something?
What do you call it when you participate in something? Thank you, Girder, for participating. Making you guys think again. If you could create a new faction, no, Girder. Not about this. Oh,
no, we got this. We got this.
Yeah, we're doing Metal Tomb Kings.
No, we're not.
Not repurposing it. Oh! All right, not repurposing an old one in either Age of Sigmar or 40K. What would you create?
We've already done this.
We have.
So we have Techless and
I've said this like 1,000 times.
Tyrion and what is his name?
It's
Malekith.
No, it's Malarian now.
I don't care.
Malekith. He's got malaria.
You got Tyrion and Malarian.
No, so Malekith used to ride a dragon Seraphon, and now in the lore they've merged together to one being. Now he's a cool half dark elf, half black dragon creation. How is that not cool?
Whatever. Anyway, those two, they've got Slaanesh pinned down, they drain his godhood, and they release their elves upon the world. Elves of light and shadow, and their army rule is based on how much of each light or shadow you bring, and trying to maintain the balance in the center. You'd have like +1 to hit, +1 to wound, but if you maintain a perfect balance in unit strength, you get both.
That would be, so that is something we've talked about a number of times. I've had this on a couple of sit and talks. It's the perfect, now I think they're mortal enemies, unfortunately.
Listen, neither of them are getting the girl now. They can be friends.
Right, this is true. Ilaria still exists.
Yeah, but she's doing her own thing with a bug or something.
She's doing her own thing with the bug. I think before when I thought of the idea, there wasn't much lore covered for both of them, and I'm like, that'd be such a cool idea, and Games Workshop could double dip.
Because you'd want to buy two. It's like Beastman last edition.
Yeah, you would literally buy 2 of everything. Yeah, Beastman. Age of Sigmar, because you had not Age of Sigmar, but Fantasy. You could only put something in reserve if you had the exact mirror on the table.
Awful.
Yeah, Games Workshop could double dip. This is my hand symbol for double dip.
I was going to be like, was that the national sign?
Double dip.
That's the double dip.
Because, when they're talking about double dipping, they definitely mean your hands in the dip.
Hey, it's DM Jeremy. When Bolfrey of the Gold returns as a gnome, will his rage cry be a high-pitched squeak? No.
Hill Dwarf.
It's a Hill Dwarf, and he's going to be upset about that. But
why would he be upset? Because he's no longer a half-orc?
Yeah, because he's not half-orc. He can't go back to his parents. He'd be like, I swear I'm Bolfrey of the Gold. I swear I'm Bolfrey of the Gold.
No, we'll bring as many people to confirm your identity as possible.
It's just a bunch of guys I hired to say, this guy's totally Bolfrey of the Gold.
That'll be the next campaign.
Don't you have like that one thing that only you and your parents would know?
That's what
nobody
I was
else
going to say.
would know?
I'd have hey, Dad, remember that time that, the Hag Queen killed everyone in the village? I remember.
And kidnapped Mom.
And kidnap Mom.
Hey, Mom, remember when you were kidnapped? Wait a minute.
No, I could save my mom as a Hill Dwarf Bolfrey of the Gold, and I could be like, I swear I'm your son.
Thank you, Malicious91, for the 100 bits. You are
it's malicious.
Oh, yeah. Always giving us the bits.
100 bits.
You know what else he gave us? Cookies.
Was that him?
I thought someone said it was the Tim Tams.
Was he Tim? Is he Tim Tam?
Are you Tim Tam?
Are you Tim Tam? Tim Tam?
Tim Tam? Those are good.
Yeah.
Those are like the perfect combination of sweet, crunchy,
those Tim Tams are so good.
I know. Next one is from Tell H. I'm new to table games. Do you have a series?
Oh, he's not.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But someone else did just give us 3 bits. Mason
3 bits?
27.
3 bits! Was it actually 3 or 300? 3 bits?
3.
Awesome. I'm new to table games.
Crazy.
I gotta hover this one. Oh, gotta.
Also, if you're wondering why we're not answering your question,
you have
Mason,
to put ! Ask.
Boom, there you go.
And
Look,
space
knows
is your
what's up.
question. And then it'll pop up here. Or also, if your name's already here and we haven't got to it yet, it won't pop up for a new question. But I guess we haven't answered the previous one anyways. But K. Broheim, what's a good start for a death guard? Oh, sorry, Tell H, sorry, I skipped you. My bad. I'm new to table games. Do you have a series of yours that you recommend I watch first? Very interested in Dungeons & Dragons and Warhammer, but not particularly familiar with any of them. Now, we did do How to Play Warhammer 40k 8th Edition. Or Learn to Play Warhammer 40k 8th Edition.
We did the same thing for AOS.
Yes, we did do the same thing for Age of Sigmar. So we have a series for both of them. Now, granted, don't scrutinize them too much because they are dated when the editions first came out, and there have been 2 big FAQs since then, not to mention new armies that have come out that break certain rules here and there. But yes, we have 2 series, one for Age of Sigmar and one for Warhammer 40k, 8th edition, that teach you how to play the game in depth and all the nuances of it. Now, I think since then there have been new tricks learned as well, because those came out almost 2 years ago. 8th edition's almost been out for 2 years. Wow. That's crazy. Well, I shouldn't say almost. July of 2019. But yeah.
But yeah, we have had 2 big chapter approves and whatnot, so.
Yeah, and there's been
but also, yeah, like that's a big question because both D&D and Warhammer are big games. Yeah, where the best place to start is to probably choose one?
Yeah, I'd say choose one of those for sure. We don't have a how to play D&D. We have a D&D narrative campaign, or just a campaign, I guess. There's nothing but narrative games.
I was going to say, unless they're all just one-shots, but even those are still narrative.
Right. The next question is Kabrohem, which I started earlier. What's a good start for a Death Guard army? I already have the Death Guard half of the Dark Imperium and some Death Guard Terminators. Now, which Terminators do you have? Do you have the Death Shroud?
Blight Lords.
I'm going to guess Blight Lords. So which one? Do you have Blight Lords or do you have the Death Shroud Terminators? Because those are 2 different.
But that sounds like a good start already.
The half the Dark Imperium. You get Plague Marines. You get the drone. Yes, that is good.
You get 20 Poxwalkers. You get...
Now, the Poxwalkers I'm not a huge fan of.
Too bad. You also get a Lord of Contagion, who is not great.
No. And you get the Malignant Plaguecaster. So for Dark Imperium, the good bits of that are the Plaguecaster, the Plague Marines, and the Bloat Drone, the Fetid Bloat Drone. Now, if I were you, well, if you were me, if I were you, I would run 3 Bloat Drones, and I would run 3 squads of Plasma Gun Marines with a Blade of Wounds, so a couple extra Marines with bolt guns, just so people don't really want to shoot at them that much, and try and stick them in cover. Or if failing that, if you often find you can play games with no cover, you buy the Mephitic Blight Hauler, which gives all infantry wholly within 7 inches cover, which is really good with Plague Marines. But it kind of sucks to have to bunch up. That's a good start. And then from there, you can branch into maybe acquiring a Demon Prince or 2. And if you have points, obviously you include your Terminators, the Blight Lords, because they can come down and do a lot of damage with combi weapons. I'd recommend all combi Plasma or combi Melta. But it is expensive. What are you looking up?
Look at Colin's looking at.
It's Skaven?
It's the box.
Okay.
He's so excited.
You guys didn't see? I've been looking at this for like. Did you see those dice?
Yeah, they're great.
The dice
are cool. Actually cool and legible dice.
My suggestion, which won't cost you a fortune, is to get another Dark Imperium half, and then Callus Typhon. I mean Typhus.
He's fun. He's not good.
He's really good with Poxwalkers. They get +1 strength, +1 toughness.
If you're gonna do a Poxwalker list, then yes, you need Okay, it depends. If you want to do a Poxwalker list, then you need Typhus. So there's that.
I feel like you get a lot out of the Dark Imperium half for enjoying the game. If you want to do a more meta list, prepare to buy 3 little fat boys on treads. Yeah,
you're gonna want 3. You're gonna definitely want, as a final purchase or maybe a sooner purchase, you're gonna want 3 Plague Burst Crawlers with the flamers on the sides, because they are strength 7. 2d6 automatic hitting their target -1, and no one is going to want to charge that unless they're like a Dreadnought or like a Knight or something.
Like Dreadnought or a regular Knight.
Or a regular Knight.
Or Robute Gilliman.
Yeah, that's even scary.
He'll charge anything.
That's even scary for him.
No, it's not.
It wounds him on 3s, he's got a 3-up save. 2d6 automatic hits. What?
3-up save. 3-up. That's.
You're going to rely on
Them's good numbers.
You're going to rely on a 3-up save? That's madness.
I rely on a lot of bad things. All right.
I think. I didn't hit next for you. So if you want. Oh,
I got it. You shouldn't touch things.
Thank you. Did he just?
There we go. Next.
There you go.
So we got Andouille with the sausage.
With a sausage?
Andouille is a sausage.
Oh, that's cool. How strict should color schemes be? Would it be cool to run Red Marines and call them Dark Angels, Black Eldar and call them Samhan?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Except in 30K.
Okay, that depends on your play group.
30K boys are lenient about everything except the historical accuracy.
Right. They're 30K. I find in my experience the 30K guys are big on WYSIWYG and the historical accuracy of your army.
But they're super chill on the rules.
Yes.
They're like, that scatter looks about to be where you're going. That's good.
In my experience with, like, the problem with 7th edition was all the templates and everything, but all the 30K guys I play with, like, I'm like, it hits 5 guys. I'm like, whatever, call it 10. They just don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
Just like, whatever. But yeah, the answer to that should be yes. It shouldn't matter what you paint your models. It should not matter, because you can always make up a successor chapter for Dark Angels and have them have red armor. Unless you want to call them directly Dark Angels. Then there's, like, Okay, you shouldn't paint them red and call them Dark Angels. You paint them red and call them a
Successor
successor chapter of Dark Angels and use the Dark Angel rules. That is 100% fine, and no one can argue that. But the Eldar thing with Samhan Black, there's no successor chapter, so it's a little bit harder to make that one work.
Yeah, it's a splintered craft world. Everything's fine. Don't listen to him.
Exactly. Splinter Craft world, they use the Samhan rules. You're fine still. That's all you have to do, really. And if anyone really complains about it, then maybe you don't have to play against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they should take off.
Yeah. Iron Dreadlord bought the AdMech Battle Force box. What's a good way to add to this? What is in the AdMech Battle Force box?
You get 2 Castellan robots, I think you get Sakaran Ruststalkers, which is awful. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, the Infiltrators are significantly better than the Ruststalkers.
So, remembering off the top of my head what comes in, it's an Onager Doomcrawler, 2 Castellan robots,
wow.
What is his name?
Tech
I
Priest?
have one.
Tech Priest? Engine's here?
Nope, one more.
Oh, the guy who commands the robots.
Yeah.
Oh, Cybernetic Data Smith.
Thank you. Cybernetic Data Smith.
Yeah, because he comes in the box of robots.
I think 10 Rangers and...
That could be built as Vanguard, I guess.
Yeah. Tech Priest Engineer,
Ooh.
which I'm super jealous of. Because I have 4 Dominus instead.
You have 4 Tech Priest Dominus? That's all you got, though. Like that was the only HQ for the longest time.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't bully. And the Ruststalkers or Infiltrators, whichever they're built as.
And you definitely... Yeah, so you get Ruststalkers, so build them as Infiltrators, for sure. What would you add to that? 2
more robots, at least.
So 4 Castellan robots, like 1 squad of 4, 2 squads of 2 that have different loadouts.
1 squad of 4. You don't want to split them up too much because, A, you can only switch their things once with a stratagem, and you want them all to switch at the same time.
Yeah.
And B, we're looking at 28 wounds here. The more robots are in 1 squad, the less likely they're going to be shot.
Yep.
No one's going to.
I always ignore them. I ignore the robots every game I play.
Yeah.
Every game I play.
And if you want to play, it depends on what you want to play. For Mars, you're going to want more big things.
Yeah.
For Stygies, you want more little boys.
Yeah. That's true.
So with what you get in that box, you're probably playing Mars, and at that point, Belisarius Call is a great buy.
Oh, yeah, he went down a ton of points, too.
He went down like 70 points over the course of the last year.
And he was pretty worth it before.
Yeah.
Actually, well, maybe
his ability is pretty unique. Rerolling all hits.
It's reroll any hit rolls.
Yeah.
That is ignoring modifiers, folks. That is really, really
That
good.
is rare.
I think that is unique, literally.
You know, he steps on some toes. He's okay in melee. He's got the Solar Atomizer, which it always kills something.
He's not bad in melee.
He's all right.
Shooting, and he reroll any hit rolls. Super good.
And he can repair.
Yeah, that's true. He repairs himself, too.
Yep.
That's probably not a bad buy. Maybe more Doomcrawlers, more robots, like you said.
A Start Collecting box and Call will take you a long way.
Or 2 Start Collecting boxes and Call. That's
no,
probably...
listen, you don't want to end up with 4 Tech Priest Dominuses like I have. Okay?
No, he gets the engines here, doesn't he? Which one?
The engine seer comes in the Battle Force. The Battle Force is super hard to get now.
I'll buy 2 Battle Force boxes.
If you can get another Battle Force, get that.
Done. And then Call.
And then Call.
I think it's your best bet, actually.
I love Call. He's so good.
Who is pumped about Skaven and the FEC, Flesh Eater Courts, most of MiniWarGaming release? That's by Galgotha. I think it's probably between these two. Cullen for the Skaven. These guys have already agreed to split on a box, so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone else is just, he's currently looking up the contents of the box over and over and over again.
I've been doing the same thing for like 5 days.
I've also found out that apparently the dice might be rubber, and I am the most disappointed.
I think they'd be
Look at them. They're rubber.
That's so lame.
I think the Custodes ones were wood.
Well, because they look
or
like
plastic
the
that they
ones,
worked real hard.
And somebody's saying that the squig ones were rubber.
There's definitely rubber in them.
So if they weren't rubber,
the Death Guard ones are squishy.
The
and
spongy
actual
rubber
dice,
yeah.
I would get a bunch. I'd at least get 2 sets because there's 20, and I have 40 rat dice. But not at the rubber and the bounce everywhere because
Did
that's
the Flesh Eater Courts get dice?
They wouldn't bounce that much on the
see
fat
this
mats
one.
we use. They wouldn't bounce that much.
Go down.
Yeah, but I want
Flesh
them
Eater
for
Courts were after
general every dice purpose.
Yeah.
No, I guess they weren't.
I'm not on Warhammer community right now.
I'd still buy the sites. I'd still buy the dice. I'd still buy them.
It's us. We're the most excited. Nobody else likes them.
Pretty much.
All right, Mothman Zach. What would you do to improve the Necron monolith?
I'd give it quantum shielding. It'd be strong.
Oh, please don't do that.
That would be strong, but that's what it needs. That or a 2-up armor save that can't be modified. Yeah.
Shut up.
It
I'm sorry. A 2-up invulnerable save, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Does it have a 4-up right now?
No,
it has a 4-up right now, right?
No, it doesn't. It has a 3-up armor save. And that's
it needs a 4-up invulnerable save.
Yeah. I guess I'm shooting too far. 4 up and 1 up save would be perfect.
There we go.
Or quantum shielding.
It's about the same points cost as a knight, right? 400-ish?
It's 3, yeah, no, it's like 320.
320?
Yeah, it's garbage though. No one wants to, infantry, like, I think the one cool thing about it is
5 up invulnerable save rerolling ones. Done.
No. Quantum shielding and 4 up invulnerable save.
And
keep all his normal rules.
Did you say quantum shielding and a 4 up reroll?
4 up invulnerable save.
Door.
It is, people still wouldn't run it. People still would not run that. At that point cost, it does nothing. It's garbage.
All right, let's see what you got for us, Dribbling Dave. What would you choose? 1, double dip. 2, take part in another campaign video of 10 models with 3+ souls on each side and seeing who wins first. 3, Cullen drinking 5 cups of coffee goes off the table.
Consecutively.
Consecutively?
And that's it?
What would I choose? Cullen drinking 5 cups of coffee consecutively.
Just double dip. Does that mean like
double dip?
Double dip. Double dip.
See, joke's on you. ADHD is a wonderful thing. It makes coffee not have as much of an effect on me. So I can pound 5 cups of coffee and be fairly normal.
Okay, it's not going.
Yeah, it's not going away. But take part in another campaign video of 10 models with 3 up and vulnerable saves on each side and see who wins first. That does sound kind of fun. I want to see who the champion is with 3 up and vulnerable saves. It's just a bunch of guys with Storm Shield trying to kill each other.
Thunderhammer Storm Shield?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of guys with Thunderhammer Storm Shields trying to smash each other's faces.
All right, but is someone playing Wolfen?
No, it's just captains with jump packs. And they're all 6 wounds. We'll say they're all 6 wounds, jump pack, Thunderhammer Storm Shield. And they'll just smash each other.
They're all 6 wounds. The Blood Angels won. Wait, they're already winning on 2s.
No. The best part is they get no rules. It's just guys with Thunderhammer Storm Shield smash.
Then the guy with the Thunderhammer is in the Storm Shield wins. Huh?
Yeah! I would do that in a heartbeat. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Backyard Dodo.
Backyard Dodo. A quick follow-up on my previous question, but if I'm allowed to ask people, you can ask as many questions as you like. In fact, how long do you want to go on this?
Until we run out of questions.
I was gonna say, how many questions do you have?
We're pretty much. We got like this guy.
Is weird now.
This guy.
It's not.
It's actually kind of acting weird.
There we go.
So have you been removing them?
Yeah.
As you go?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean it's acting weird?
It just wouldn't go.
Well, the ones we've been removing have been popping back up too.
I don't understand. It's not the greatest program, but
I guess
we have not found anything that also does this same kind of thing.
But for the most part, it works, I suppose.
So maybe I'll do a little bit more research into that. But I don't know. Maybe we open. Do you have all the any vault questions left, or you've gone through all those?
We went through all those.
Okay, so maybe let's give them 5 open minutes.
You got 5 minutes to ask more questions. Then I'm hitting close at 3:35.
Yeah, 3:35. I know we've got one more question from. Or do you have another question there?
Backyard Dodo.
Okay.
Oh, they're all again. They're all back.
Welcome back. Questions?
Back to Backyard Dodo. Oh, yeah, or Dribbling Dave.
If I picked up Iron Hands, what are the essentials to a 30k army? A Betrayal at Calth box if you can find it.
Yeah, Betrayal. So if you're looking to save money, Betrayal Calth, boom, done. You have some Mark IV guys. Though I'm a huge fan
30
of
Marines.
I'm a huge... Is it 30?
30.
Woo! A Contemptor Dreadnought. Praetor, and 5 Terminators, if I'm correct. Right?
A Praetor who is very discounted if you take the Legion Praetor, whatever.
Legion, Tribune.
Tribune.
Praetor Tribune. Yep.
We got.
He's very discounted for what he has.
We now have got a new sub from Lil Woodman 15.
Hey, Lil Woodman.
You have subscribed for 3 months in a row. Thank you so much.
Raise the roof. Or
double dip.
Double dip. Crumrin. Getting 3 months of Twitch Prime. Thank you guys so much.
Woo! Double dip.
Every time someone subs, Luka will do the double dip.
How about this? Every time you sub, you get the double dip.
You know what?
It's like just like from what is this stupid show called? Netflix cartoons. Bubble Bath. Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Bubble Bath. Love that.
I hate that.
I'm just gonna go warm up and have myself a nice bubble bath.
Other than the Betrayal Calth box, which is becoming very, very hard to find.
Rare. Yeah.
Rare. I would say for Iron Hands, more bodies is better.
Yeah. You want a lot of Marines. Shields are good for them too because they get an invulnerable save.
The Dreadnoughts get the right of or the Army rule, right? Because they're Legiones Astartes.
I actually don't know if they're Legion. I can't remember, honestly.
Well, assuming that they do, oh boy, are Dreadnoughts hard to kill.
I don't think they get Legion. They don't get Astartes.
Do you guys have another question from Dribbling Dave? Because I see one here. You might have put it in before his first question was answered.
Oh, we've got questions rolling in now.
Oh.
Okay. Well, here, I'll go with this one.
Some of these ones are skips.
This is a question for me. If I had to bring Kenny or Luka to an eating contest to help me out,
oh no,
to help me out,
who would you bring and why? Cannot choose both. P.S. The person you don't pick, you need to poke them in the face and say shame, shame, shame.
So he's asking who can stuff their face more.
See, like, the thing is I would never enter an eating contest.
Why wouldn't you? It's free. Well, it's not free food.
Well, like, I would lose. I don't eat. I feel like I don't eat. I would enter an eating. My thing is I would bow out.
He's dodging
and let Luka and Kenny both do it because.
Oh, look at that!
I would poke myself in the face.
That would be
shame.
Horrifying to watch.
You know what? I think we've been skipping questions. Actually,
no, we haven't. It's just things are being added throughout.
Like, so this guy's a skip. That's a skip.
Yeah, that's a skip.
Are you hitting skip or are you hitting?
No, pick next.
Okay.
But the problem is, all the ones that we've already answered come back, but then every now and then they'll add in a couple new ones that we haven't answered yet.
Interesting.
All right, K. Brohem.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is there anything you hate painting on models or colors you don't like to paint? Faces.
Yeah, I don't paint faces. I put helmets on as many guys as I can.
Or orange. Orange and yellow are my least favorite colors to paint.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of yellow, especially when I'm priming something black and then there's like a little bit of yellow on them.
I don't prime black. I do a Storm gray every time. Or Retributor armor. I love Retributor armor.
I usually prime black. And then I've always hated if a model's had like a tiny spot, like a Death Watch, an Imperial Fist Death Watch Marine.
Tiny yellow.
He's got the yellow shoulder pad. I'm like, fine. Now, if I'm smart, I would just take the shoulder pad and paint that separately, then glue it on afterwards. But
or you do a Storm gray.
Or I could do a Storm gray, I suppose. But anyway,
that is also true.
I like priming black.
I like a good medium color.
Okay, I'm getting hate from Dribbling Dave for not answering the question. So
do it.
I guess I will answer the question as Luka, because
you know the answer.
Well, no, because I would just be like, Luka, I can't finish this, and he'd be like, I got this.
Yeah, maybe.
You can eat that.
Pretty much.
Before you're even done. I like pickles.
So that means I'm poking Kenny in the face, saying shame.
That's fair. I got it.
Pretty much.
Shame.
Shame.
You gotta say shame 3 times, though.
Shame. Shame.
Boom, there you go.
Double dip.
Stop. Do you think there should be larger dreadnoughts for Space Marines from Shrikivir?
Shrikivir, yeah. Should there be a larger dreadnought than the Redemptor dreadnought?
The Leviathan is huge. It's a big, stocky, thick boy.
Yeah, but the Redemptor's the biggest. Redemptor's by far.
I wanted a Leviathan equivalent to the Redemptor.
Like a more elite Redemptor?
Like a Tauric, Centauric, like 4 legs because his body is so big. Dreadnought. I'm
pretty happy with the Dreadnought.
With cyclic melta lances.
So my favorite Dreadnought is the Leviathan Siege Dreadnought from 30k, which you can use in the Relics in 40k or Hellforged for Chaos. Huge fan of those.
They're good.
I think the Derrideo is a little silly looking.
Looks like a boat.
It is. It's got the
funny looking.
It's got the prow on the front of it. It's freaking hilarious. The Redemptor I think is really cool looking. I found that it doesn't perform that well. I played him a few times and like, this thing's not really doing a lot for me here. But you know what? With like a lot of Stormbolters, the repulsors really go with Stormbolters too. This is the last question actually because we're out of time.
Oh, are we?
Oh, well,
because there's 2.
Yeah, just close the question.
We'll close it. Yeah, and bam. This one is by Silver Draconian. Have you played kill team games before and build orc kill teams? I am planning on building an orc kill team with as much Gretchen in it as possible. Probably 15. But what kind of? Do you know? That's where it ends off for us. It was a little long.
Sorry.
Silver Draconian.
Silver Draconian boat kill team.
Yeah. You have up to where?
Probably 15. But what kind of?
But what kind of orcs to add on to them? What's your thoughts?
Okay, so for Kill Team for myself, I played it when it first came out, and that was it. Now, what about you? What do you know about orcs?
Well, I know, first off, you're only allowed to field 20 models, and you're talking about 45 out of 100 of your points right there. So you're going to want a boss knob with either a custom shooter or combi rocket.
Ooh.
And a power claw.
Ooh.
Which is a big distraction. And then you're going to want Ludas. Because Ludas and Kill Team are amazing.
Oh, they would be. They would be really good. Yeah.
I don't know if Ludas are a unit or... No, Ludas are a unit.
In like 40k?
No, in Kill Team. I couldn't remember if they were lumped in with Orc Gunner. Yeah, you want Ludas. You want a Sniper Luda and a Heavy Luda.
I forgot you can make them snipers. They reroll ones if they don't move or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's pretty much it. You'll be fielding all 20 models, and when your models start upgrading, all you have to do is knock off a couple Gretchens. Not that bad. And for your commander, you'll probably want to bring the named war boss who comes in the pre-made commander box, because his tree is really good.
Ooh.
That's right. I've played a kill team or two in my day.
I have not. I don't know anything about kill. I know that.
I know that Harlequins are degenerate.
I know they use a little bit of models. Last question here is by Neatgraping101. What?
Neatgraping.
Well, it's not graping. Grape pig. Grape pig. Graphic pig.
Graphic.
What unit do you hate playing against most in both 40k and Age of Sigmar? Okay, well, I already know my answer for 40k. I don't like the Castellan robots. I think they are of poor design.
Get out of here.
I think they are of poor design.
Conscripts.
I don't. Why conscripts are so easy to kill now? What do you mean before?
No, Oh no, wait. I like to change my answer. Shield drone.
Oh, shield drones are so good though.
Yeah, but I hate them.
I don't. Fantastic. No, I understand that they're very obnoxious and annoying, but I think they have a great design. I love the concept. You have to think when you're fighting Tau, and it's just I have to optimize all my shooting, the best amount of shooting to try and kill as much of the shield drones off as I can. Then I got to calculate. Ooh, maybe a lot of them are going to run them around. Not to split my fire at other things, and then it's literally like two different things to shoot. I love it. Shield drones are super cool. Castellan robots, boring. They just sit there all day and shoot you, and you can't kill them because they have 2 up armor save, 4 up in bottom save, and they reflect more.
They have a 3 up armor save.
Well, no, they're in Aegis Protocol all the time. Until they're not.
Oh, Castellan robots. I thought you meant a Knight Castellan.
No, I don't care about...
Oh, yeah, Castellan robots are so good.
Yeah, I hate Castellan robots.
You ever receive 108 shots?
Yeah. I think I lost Mortarion to that once. We were playing that game. Wrath of Marsdom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, they're pretty awful in close combat. Like, you get a few... Like, if you got, like, wolfing into them, they'll die right away.
Yeah, because they get no invulnerable save.
But it's so hard to get to them because it's so oppressive because they're going to kill anything that gets within 36 inches of them. And they just sit there, they hit on 4s, they reroll failed hit rolls with call on the table, and they're strength 6, -2, 1 damage, 18 shots per guy, 36 in double shoot protocol. Wait, no, it's 18 in double shoot protocol.
Yeah, it's 9 or 18.
It's 9 or 18, but still.
And they ignore cover.
And they ignore cover, which is huge. AP -2 ignores cover. That's what I hate fighting in 40k. Now, Age of Sigmar, what do you hate fighting in Age of Sigmar?
See, this is difficult because I know what the answer should be, but I don't hate fighting 40 skeletons.
Oh, it should be fighting 40 skeletons?
That's what the answer should be.
There's definitely ways around fighting 40 skeletons. I don't mind fighting 40 skeletons.
Whatever.
That one Deepkin unit that ignores Rend is annoying.
Chain Rasps are pretty awful. They do a lot of work really quickly.
Yeah, Chain Rasps are kind of hard.
You're right.
It's
a Frost Lord on Stonehorn.
Is it that? Oh, with the Ethereal Amulet?
Yeah.
That's super obnoxious. That is a really obnoxious unit. Yeah, especially when he's got Everwinter's Blessing up where he rolls his save rolls of 1.
Yeah.
And he takes half damage from mortal wound sources that deal multiple sources of mortal wounds, which is usually like mortal wounds, 40k, they deal 1 at a time, which is a nice, good, balanced way of doing it. Just because damage doesn't normally spill over in 40k, so they have to implement that rule. But in Age of Sigmar, it doesn't matter. It's like, mortal wounds, just like D3 mortal wounds, you have it, rounding up. It was better than they were before. They used to add up all the damage they took.
And then have it.
And then have that. So even 1 damage weapons would do 0.5 damage. That was garbage.
Guess what that is?
Garbage.
It's 0.
Banned. Yeah. Yeah. It's not so great. And Age of Sigmar, I don't know. The Iden Deepkin unit, the EO riders that ignore Rend, are really obnoxious to deal with. 40 skeletons, I fought a good amount of times, and I think I've lost to it, but I wasn't annoyed by it. I thought I was doing pretty good against it, and then turns out I wasn't, so.
It's a trick every time.
Right.
You kill them, they're not dead. He's playing open play.
Yeah. Yeah, he's playing an open play game where you're playing match play, and it's just, it's a narrative game every time he gets death. Try and survive.
Like Ash is just wiggling and stick in the back. Get up.
Yeah.
Do better.
Try and win the game when your opponent has unlimited forces coming at you every. Rough. I mean, you can kill the general, but I mean, a good Nagash player will never let that happen.
Yeah, a good Nagash player is playing Nagash.
Good Nagash players think you're playing Nagash. Yeah.
He's got his 4. What are they?
Morghast?
Morghast. I kept thinking Mortar. He's got his 4 Morghast. He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Nagash just trying to have a good time.
A lot of ablative wounds from there. I find that the first cohort's not necessary. Like, if you're really experienced at playing Nagash, you don't even need the first cohort, but it certainly helps when you're new at the game. But that is it for the questions, folks.
We got one more.
Oh, we got one more.
This is one that Zergalurgadurg had asked earlier, but it must have been
I think it might have screwed up, yeah.
So it is making you guys think again. If you could create one new wait, is it that one?
Oh, we got this.
Wait.
We already did it.
You already did that one. Sorry, there was another one. I went up too high. Here we go. He said he's getting the participation trophy today, which is for sure.
That's true.
We always appreciate your questions. If you could each have a vehicle from 40K/30K in real life, what would it be?
Ooh. Whoa, what? Skyboat. What?
What?
Oh, I thought he said Age of Sigmar.
No. 40K or 30K. And think wisely, because I got the right answer.
You have the right answer?
Yeah.
Ride around on Leviathan Dreadnought all day? That'd be super
No,
cool.
because the way that works is not worth it.
No, I'd be full body. I'd still be sound of mind, and I'd be perfectly fine.
No, you wouldn't.
I just get in and out of my Dreadnought whenever I want.
No. Nemesis Dreadnought.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Oh,
That's the right
showing
choice.
up to work in a beat, or just
I got a sword. I got a gun. This arm also has a gun.
The arm reaches out. You're like, typing on the computer. Computer's getting destroyed with every button press. Sir, I need a new computer. You can't ride that and work. Prove it.
I don't know if this counts, but I would like to ride a Doom Wheel to work.
Or a monolith.
Ooh, a Doom Wheel would be cool. What would you do with a monolith?
Just literally teleport?
Yeah, teleport to work.
The monolith's always at work. He's teleporting through the portal.
Yeah,
Sure.
whatever.
But yeah, don't you need 2 monoliths?
The implication is that you have your own tomb world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now someone's asking for too much.
Or a Mutalith Vortex Beast.
Why? Or that's not even a vehicle. Sure.
It's a mount.
It's just cool.
mount.
Just imagine seeing that in the parking lot.
Empire Steam Tank.
I think the
Woo!
This sucks.
I think Dreadnought's a good answer, though.
Dreadnought is a good answer.
That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
I was right the first time. Or a Lands Raider is pretty good.
A Lance Raider.
A Lands Raider.
A Spider's Man.
Spider's Man.
I'd go Dreadnought armor or a Leviathan armor if I didn't have to be mangled and brutalized.
If you did not have to be flayed and then sedated.
Right. Then I would say Leviathan armor, but the Dreadnought's probably the coolest. You're just you get the cool summer breeze as you're walking around in your Nemesis Dreadnought armor.
Everyone makes fun of you for looking like you're in a baby carrier. You
whatever.
Shoot them 12 times with a force weapon.
Yeah, they instantly die. You're on the beach with your girlfriend. Yeah, everything's going great.
You got your giant robot arm wrapped around you.
What? You're making tiny little sand castles with her.
You look at her and smile. You use the vocabulator instead. I love you.
We love our Nemesis Dreadnought armors.
Whoa.
That's what we would pick.
You go to the gym. You have it, bench press.
You sit there with your arms crossed.
Getting swole. Hashtag gains.
Oh my gosh, guys, that is ridiculous.
I love this.
I love Nemesis Dreadnought armor.
Oh.
Okay, that is the last question. It's getting hot in here. We gotta go.
From all the laughing.
Yeah, and the LED lights.
Yeah, that's not helping.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot.
Paris Hilton, everybody.
That's me. Okay, everyone, we're going to sign off there. Obviously, thank you to all the subscribers, and thank you to everyone that is supporting MiniWarGaming through our little trial of streaming. Because, again, we would like to make this a thing, and as it becomes a thing, we could do more with this thing, right? That's the goal.
That is the goal.
We could do so many things. I say it every time. I want to do traditional games.
I would say all those people who say hire Kenny should probably subscribe to the Vault or that and put a comment about why you did it. Because then, then you'd actually
There's implication.
Yeah, you'd be moving towards that situation rather than just talking about it, which I appreciate, but I'm still working for sandwiches here.
There's nothing wrong with working for sandwiches.
No, I love sandwiches.
I love sandwiches.
I eat so much.
I want to play Magic on stream. I want to play war games on stream. Anyways, happy wargaming, everyone. See you next time. Oh, and remember, sorry, I shouldn't say. It's Matthew next week. I said it earlier on, but I'd like to remind everyone at the end. Leave comments below. If you're watching this not live, if you're watching it on MiniWarGaming.com, please leave a question for Matthew there. He loves answering questions from the Vault members. If you're a Vault member, please do so. And with that, I think both of us and Cullen would like to wish you all happy wargaming and a wonderful evening.